Hi, this is an interesting subject and one always open to debate. Having done quite a bit of reading on the subject, my findings are this. Don't think about crowdfunding if you aren't a star, or don't have a star and you're thinking of raising a substantial budget, by which I mean over $30,000. The vast majority of crowdfunding tends to come from people you know who are wanting to support you. So if that money isn't available to you without a crowdfunding website, don't waste your time. Of course, someone like Zach Braff can raise millions almost overnight, but then he's Zach Braff. I'm assuming you aren't. There are plenty of successes with short films being funded, but they really are small budgets. You can, of course, try for a small budget with a feature, but you're up against it if there isn't something standout remarkable about your film. Be it a star, as I say, or a particular subject matter. Often documentaries can do well because a wider audience will already be interested in the topic, the subject matter, or IP. The main sticking point for me was crowdfunding is a huge amount of work. Anyone working on a worthwhile campaign will tell you they take a massive amount of prep and a significant slice of the day to run. You need to carefully work out what the various rewards are going to be for the various levels of gifting. This may sound simple, but it really isn't. So go in and look at a current campaign and see how well crafted it needs to be to compete. Campaigns that tend to do well are ones that offer personalised rewards rather than the basic t-shirts and mugs. So, do you have the time to make appearances or write songs, poems, make a mini film, etc. for your own reward structure? Again, it's one of those things that takes a great deal of organising with no guarantees at the end of it. Once you launch, you need to keep your nascent followers up to speed with where you're at, with incentives and the like throughout the campaign. Then a big push at the end to get you over the line. The more successful all say it's a full-time job. Might you be better off spending that time and energy putting your film together? This said, what a funding drive can get you is a rock-solid social campaign with really invested followers, and there are plenty of filmmakers who have run a campaign just for that. One could argue that even running an unsuccessful campaign is still worth it, purely for that outcome alone. But you need to look into how much you feel you want to raise and hold that up against the real figures and success percentages of comparable projects. I say again, your film is going to need to stand out in order to manage a successful outcome. So if you don't have that thing lined up, the thing that's going to get people throwing their money at you, then you may work very hard for not a great deal. Don't forget also the fees and taxes due on top of all of this. These sites don't run these campaigns for nothing. So by the time you've priced in the costs of all of your rewards, plus the deductions of the site and applicable taxes, have you done your maths well enough to ensure it's still worth your while? Food for thought. It never makes sense to me, I have to say, having looked long and hard, but I've no idea what your project's about, who's in it, or whether there's a member of your team who is just gagging to get started on the whole shebang. At the time of writing, Kickstarter has over 38,000 films launched at a combined total of $230 million raised. Film funding was in fact the thing that got the whole crowdfunding craze started in the first place. Indiegogo is the other big site for movies. Another notable is Fundraiser, which enables fundraising with integrated social media. Another site definitely worth looking at though is Seed and Spark, really geared towards indie filmmakers and indie film fans, and their fees are much more reasonable. You'll need to drill into this yourselves, as again, the site best suited to you will be governed by the individual details of your own project. You'll definitely learn a lot about marketing though, simply from running a campaign and seeing what people respond to, and the more you have a go at these things, the more success you'll have. Many of those successful were interviewed and explained that they had a few failures before hitting upon the scheme that got them over the line. If all it serves to do is give you the beginnings of a following and a much better understanding of how to market, what you'll want to focus on in order to better market your project, perhaps that alone is enough for you to undertake a campaign. But as I said, underestimate the inherent workload at your peril.